Hey, you guys, what's up? It's Sophie Pearl with another episode of Pearls of Wisdom, where we channel divine downloads for the collective to help the highest good of all. And I have been on a little bit of a break from YouTube personally, just because life has been crazy, life has been full of emotions, and I really just needed some time to do some inner work before I could come back and share the downloads and pearls of wisdom with you all on YouTube. So I'm very excited to talk about the topic that came up for me today in my own personal healing, which is the topic of love as a 5D frequency. I think love is complicated for us humans in the 3D because it is, oh man, we just really freaking overcomplicate it, you guys. How many of you feel personally or have heard those closest to you say that relationships is one of the hardest parts of life? And romantic relationships or any type of relationship where love is involved or love is the center of the relationship, it is just can be so complicated. I don't know about you, but personally, I have been in a multitude of romantic relationships throughout my life, and I've only been probably on the dating scene for like 10 to 12 years. I'm 26. But I have felt love in my heart for so many different people that I have dated. I've learned so many lessons. I've learned so many different things, and it has made love and relationships even more complicated. You know, you think that at the end of each relationship and you learn something new, you feel like, okay, well, at least I learned what I don't want in a person. Then you like think of everything you do want in your new partner and then manifest them, and then they come into your life, and then you're like, ooh, okay, there's some other things that I didn't think of. Okay, I learned that lesson. Okay, I learned that lesson. Okay, and then we just go through life collecting lessons on love and relationships and partners. And, you know, as someone who is highly spiritual, I definitely believe in soulmates. I believe I have, sorry, an appliance in the kitchen is speaking to me. So maybe that was a sign to not overshare. But anyways, I've been in love many times. I'm in love currently. And it's kind of that concept of the more you think you know, the less you actually know. Like that's kind of how I feel on my love and romantic relationship journey. Is like I feel like I keep taking step forward, like learning more and more and more, and the more that I know, actually in reality, the less that I know. And I feel like such a like baby, honestly. I'm like, I feel like I was more confident at the age of 16 in my first long-term relationship than I do at this point 10 years later as a 26-year-old. I just feel very confused. Love is complicated, but so my spirit guides have a message on that subject of like, why is love so complicated? And actually at the end of the day, it really isn't and shouldn't be complicated at all, because it is a 5D frequency. Like if you just tuned into your heart, guys, but let's do a little simple exercise to just generate some love within ourselves, because we have the capacity to do this within ourselves at any given time. So I invite you to close your eyes. This will only take like 30 seconds. Take a deep breath in. Hold it. Release. And now I want you to keep taking deep breaths. I'm maybe going to count to 15 in my head. Keep breathing in and out. And as you're breathing in, imagine that envision a white light going in through your nostrils and then in through your head, your crown chakra. And then on the exhale, imagine it just sinking back down through your head, through your throat, and into your heart. And release. and just go back and forth with this white light exercise, which actually is just you channeling love and light, the frequency of love and light through your own being. And really just take a moment to appreciate how good love feels, how quickly it can come, and how we are so grateful to have access to it at any given time. Now, that comes with a caveat. Caveat. That comes with a caveat. Many of us have been traumatized by love and relationships, and it makes it very hard to tune into the frequency of love, because then I think, honestly, trauma keeps us trapped in the lowest dimensions, maybe 3D, maybe 2D, maybe 1D, maybe 0D, because you know what? Trauma feels like a death to your spirit. It feels like a death to your being, and it does not feel like love and light. Trauma feels absolutely freaking horrible. When I was traumatized by a romantic relationship, I was pretty sure, I was definitely sure that I would never be able to be in love again. And that's so sad. That is so sad. That's how much of a dark place my heart was. I remember I used to do chakra meditations, and when I would get to the heart chakra and I would envision it, my heart would just be like a black, tiny, like jagged stone. And that was just so sad and so painful for me to just like witness and re-witness and re-witness and re-witness and refeel, because trauma just, it never goes away unless you do some you can do powerful things to heal your trauma, which I have done many of, such as somatic movement, whatever. I'm not going to get into it. The trauma healing aspect of things. EMDR, so fucking fire if you guys have heard of it. If you have unresolved trauma and you have a therapist, maybe ask them if they specialize in EMDR, because I healed a lot of trauma in like 3 months of doing EMDR versus like talk therapy for 2 years. Like literally like kept peeling back layers of the onion just to find out like, oh, there was just trauma in the middle of the onion. And then trauma requires a different approach to healing. So anyways, my message from spirit that is just taking me a long time to get to is that love is a 5D frequency. Most of us come from love. Most of us come from the light. We have this deep remembrance of how blissful and amazing our spirit can feel, because most of us come from love. You know, I'm not saying every single person comes from a loving family, but those of us who are privileged to say that we have parents who love us and that we were created out of literal love, for two human beings, and then they created life, and that life is you came from love. And I know that's not always the case. And to those of you where that is not your situation, I personally send you a lot of love and light, and I know that you have angels and spirit guides watching over you, guardian angels, and people in your life who are there to serve you that love and light that you deserve, because at the end of the day, that's what everyone deserves to feel. We all deserve to feel loved. We all deserve to feel like we have the capacity for love. And I just think it's really tragic that many of us have to go through these experiences that just really break us down in order to connect us with our higher selves, our highest path, our timelines. I truly believe that I've unlocked my destiny and my life purpose and my soul mission and what I'm here to do. And I'm only 26. Like, I feel like that's pretty young to have all that figured out. And yet I would not have figured out any of that if life had just been easy, and if I had just like been in a smooth sailing relationship for 10 years and then gotten married right now and like had kids in a few years. Like I'm feeling very behind in the 3D world, you guys. Like everything else, like you know, the 3D aspect of relationships, the 3D aspect of career, the 3D aspect of money, like all of these are things that I feel very behind in, and yet I feel very advanced in terms of like my soul's evolution and having uncovered like my purpose in life and what I'm here to do and my skills and my gifts and like my spiritual work. I'm feeling great. I'm feeling so great about that. Like I would not be here on this YouTube channel sharing my pearls of wisdom with you all had I not done a shit ton of healing in the last 5 years since my spiritual awakening. Like some people have been working at their career really diligently for the last 5 years. That's what I thought I was supposed to do. And then the universe was like, nope. We're going to give you all this trauma to heal from. And then this is going to be the main focus of your life because this is going to serve you more than anything else at this point in time. And you know what? You should never compare yourself and your life to others and your progress. Also, like, I have my whole life to make money. I have my whole life to work. I have my whole life to, like, be in a marriage and have kids. So I guess at the end of the day, I am super grateful to have had all this time and space and years to really just, like, tune into my spirit and figure out what I'm meant to do here. Because I think that will serve me more than anything else in the long run. But anyways, I was just, you know, kind of feeling very sad and disheartened that my relationship trauma, abandonment, and betrayal wounds that were projected onto me 5 years ago in 2020. I was really sad right now today. Just cried a bunch to release it again for the 15,000th time, you know. I'd like to say that I'm healed from it, but it still likes to come back and haunt me every so often. And yeah, I just think at the end of the day, the message from Spirit was, you think relationships are so complicated. You think love is so complicated. And yet that's your trauma speaking. That's not the truth of what love is, because love is a frequency. And if two people match that frequency, like think about how easy that actually is. Like life is what gets in the way. The 3D is what gets in the way. And at the end of the day, that's why working on our spiritual selves is so important. So that we can recognize and be self-aware of the distinction between the 3D and the 5D, between reality of your present moment versus what happened in your past. That has been the biggest game changer for me in the healing of my trauma, is being able to use not like the tools that I learned to ground myself in the present moment and to get into my body, but then also recognizing that what happened in the past is literally just in the past, and I don't need to bring it into my future. I could easily bring it into the future with my narratives that I've been betrayed, I've been abandoned, I am feeling all this trauma come up for me, and so my current relationship that I'm in right now must mean that I'm in danger and I need to jump ship. Excuse me? Girl, it's like, yeah. I think it is so important that we have spiritual hygiene to ground us back into the present moment and to really look at what is happening now versus what has happened then, and really leave the narratives and the threads and the stories that are no longer that don't serve you. Maybe they never served you, right? Because I think about my trauma and I'm like, wow, thank you so much. Like, I really didn't need to go through that. Like, yes, I unlocked my destiny and like did this whole healing journey, and now I'm a spiritually awakened conscious being. And did I really have to go through all that? Did I really have to go through all that? Because it really fucking sucked. So, sometimes all you can do is laugh at your pain and laugh at life, and that's okay. That's okay. yeah, I just want to send love and light to each and every single one of you. Thank you for listening to this episode of Pearls of Wisdom. And remember, if you ever just start to overcomplicate things, that is just a thread, that is just a story, that is just a 3D part of the fabric of the universe that you can simply blow away with meditation, with journaling, with dancing, with movement. Just like get that shit out of your energy field. Transform your body, transform your life. That's all I have to say. Take care of yourselves, take care of your hearts, keep up the spiritual hygiene, and I'll catch you next time on the Pearls of Wisdom channel. And lastly, if you like this video, please leave me a comment or a like or subscribe. And yeah, see you later.